The shop is done! Welcome back one and all to another episode from the Ripple Effect SMP. My name is Paragraph 8 and today we will tackle this chest monster here, which has grown way too big for my taste. So we will have to build a storage room. Also, in between episodes, I was lucky enough to find some glowberries in a mineshaft underneath my base, and they just fit perfectly with these custom trees I built in my base. But let's now for real tackle the storage system. Though system, it's kind of an exaggeration. I'm not gonna automate it at all. I think it will all be manual, in fact. And I imagine it all to be kind of a cave system that is going through this cliff here or through this mountain, and that we can build up, and we will have different branches kind of like this, but on different levels for the different kind of blocks. But there are some items that we have a lot of, mainly smooth stone, cobblestone, stuff like that, and this will be the bulk storage down below here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, as you can see, the bulk storage area is almost finished. The only thing really missing is the floor, but I think we will do that once we have figured out the upper area for the storage. For the ceiling I went with this rather simple design, but I like it actually. It has grown on me. At the beginning I was like, meh, doesn't look too great. Also, for the organization, I think we will have 2 full columns of stone and 2 full columns of cobblestone, and the remaining 7 columns we will subdivide onto the remaining 6 blocks. We will see how that goes. But I guess it's time to transfer the first items into our storage system. Honestly, the size of this room would serve as just one storage room. This is so huge. I didn't realize that when I built this. Overall, maybe we can, just change it all a little bit here. Link just dropped by to get some flowers from the flower farm down below, and she gave us 4 ancient debris, which is so epic. But also, while she came over, I saw that there is this shulker box here, and I think it's from Albany, judging from the color. And oh wow, powdered snow, that's epic. Yeah, I participated in a job interview in his next episode, I think, and Mr. 8, we thank you for the interest you showed for our business as a potential future employer. Unfortunately, our team selected a different candidate to fill the position. Oh. As a compensation, we decided to give you 8 buckets of ice cream. Please don't tell the other candidates, they did not receive any such gifts. We wish you the best of luck with your job search. Albany, CEO, Walrus Smart Corp Incorporated. This is cool. I mean, I didn't get the job, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, I get a load of powdered snow. Speaking of powdered snow, as you can see, I started farming this stuff myself. I just plastered a load of cauldrons on a mountaintop, just a couple chunks away from my base, so I don't have to see it all the time. And yeah, I AFK'd here for 2 rain periods in total so far, I think, and we collected a couple layers of powdered snow, but no full bucket yet. So Albany really must have AFK'd a long time, so I really appreciate the present from him. Also, small update on the chest monster. As you can see, it starts to shrink. These are now mostly blocks where I don't really want to have them in the bulk storage, and therefore I started to mine out some smaller areas here, like smaller cave sections. And also I think I will have a little section up here where I can store more valuable things. Maybe we can also extend this room a little bit because it feels a little bit small. And the chest monster is finally gone. It took a while, but I was able to sort everything into some groups in caves, or at some point I just went ahead and I put in another wall of chests here where I was sorting in like random mob drops and stuff that I don't have a lot of, but that I want to have a chest for somewhere. And lastly, I extended the basement of the base of the house a little bit and put in here a storage room, another storage room where I store all the things that I need or may need for landscaping. And I am finally using these barrels around the house here for like the metals and the ores and stuff like that, and all the items that I associate with the farming district I went ahead and stored in the windmill and the attached building, which is nice to have at least some kind of function for this build. The only thing really missing is to texturize the walls now and also to put in a proper floor design in the bulk storage area. But before we do that, I think I will head to the shopping district. And while we are on the way to the shopping district over there, we can go ahead and look into our post office post box, and Carl was kind enough to bring us our Ender Pass, which apparently I forgot at some point in the Ender. And here we are in the shopping district, and as you can see, it is pretty full already, but I think we can squeeze in somewhere a small market stall where we can sell some flowers that we are farming at the base and also offer our services as a landscaping helper. Yeah, landscaping helper. This here looks like a good spot. It has a good size, not too small, and we are close to Best Bows from Decoy and also Mrs. Link's bookshop. Building things really quick. Maybe I got carried away a little bit. The shop is done. So yeah, here is the market stall, and we have here a lectern where I have to write something in for people to know what they have to do if they want to get my services as a landscaper. And I also went ahead and put in some of the glowberry vines, though I have to add some of the string so they don't grow up to the bottom. And then I added some custom trees around here and some bushes, and I mossed a lot of the area here. And yeah, I think it looks quite nice. So now we can go ahead and stock this all, and I think this will be a pay what you want kind of deal. Of course, you shouldn't give me a wooden fence and take a whole shulker box of flowers. That would be kind of mean. And I also have to find out how to do this armor stand thing, because I look a little bit sad. Without arms, it's not quite the same. And we are stocked. I brought over the flowers that we get from the flower farms in our lower base area, and I also put in item frames so that people can see directly which flowers are in the barrels, so they don't have to look through all the barrels. And this barrel here is thought for payment, and I wanted the armor stand to show pay here above its head, but every time I renamed it, it lost its name once I placed it down, and I don't know how to change that. Speaking of armor stands, thanks to Link, I have now the statues book, so we can work with armor stands and make them a little bit more lively, like have arms, for example, and give them items in the hand. So I put myself here with a little bit of a posture, and I also filled in this book saying, "Dear Ripplet, thank you for checking out my shop. Here at Paris Flowery Goods and Landscaping, we follow a pay-what-you-want policy. For landscaping services, contact me on Discord. When I finish the job to your liking, feel free to leave a positive review on the following pages. Thank you again. Keep crafting. best para. And I think with that, the Ripplets will have enough info to, to use the shop. And I will, of course, also leave a message in our Discord saying that this shop is now open for business. Back at the base, I want to take care of some smaller farms for items that we can get easily now in 1.17 or comparably easily. For one, I definitely want to tackle the vines farm in this episode, but also I want to make a rooted dirt farm, which is also not too difficult. And yeah, just like that, it is finished. There is a dispenser in the back that is facing the rooted dirt, and now I just have to step onto this pressure plate to activate an observer clock, which activates then the dispenser with a bone meal, and I can just harvest all the roots, not the rooted dirt, sadly, that I could ever need until the bone meal runs out. And for the vines, I built here for the moment in the upper area, but I might move it further down, just 2 walls, and one I plastered artificially with vines to show you why it is so cool to farm vines in 1.17. Because once you have an enchanted shear with efficiency 5 or even 4, I'm not quite sure, you can just go ahead and insta-mine all the vines that are growing here and get a load of vines very quickly. But you see, we only got about 1.5 stacks of vines from this wall, and that's really not a lot. So yeah, I definitely will move that down, where I have a lot more space and can just make a huge wall. Unfortunately, that is all I have time for in this episode. I guess the floor in the storage room here has to wait until the next episode, or maybe in between episodes. Maybe I can get that done. But I am quite happy that we finally got all the items sorted that accumulated out there in the chest monster. And I'm also quite happy with how this shop turned out, and we will see if some of the Ripplets may be in need of some landscaping help. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that, and comment, like, all that kind of stuff that YouTubers say, you know. And yeah, until then, I wish you a super great time and say bye bye.